So I saw Star Wars The Last Jedi on its premiere day, and up to this point in time, I still haven't brought myself to think about it too much. However, after debating with myself for countless hours of whether I like this movie or not, I came to the conclusion that, yeah, I didn't really like it. Which is truly a shame because that's for me, someone who watched The Force Awakens 3 times in its opening week. So, why did I not like it? Well, I can summarize the entire movie in 2 words. Wasted potential. Now, I'm not gonna get into the idea of the Grey Jedi because then this video will probably last for a few hours, but instead I'm going to look a bit closer on what I thought was one of the main problems of this movie, the villains. Kinda ironic, huh, when you think about it. More specifically, Snoke and Captain Phasma. Why did I not like the villains? Because most of them didn't do shit. Let's get real, folks. I'm not even going to sugarcoat it, because the more I think of it, the more mad I get. I'll talk about Captain Phasma first, because she's really not as important story-wise as Snoke. Turns out, she really doesn't do anything at all, except wear this fancy red thing on her arm and having silver shiny stormtrooper armor. In The Force Awakens, she was really hyped up. A female stormtrooper? A leader? New character, who this? And in the movie, she had about 3 minutes of screen time and was thrown in the trash compactor off screen. Why would you bother to bring a villain back, who really didn't have any character, just to kill her again, still with no more character than she had in the last movie? She's just as forgettable as any other stormtrooper. One would think that it's reasonable to believe that a useless character was brought back so that they could actually use her for something this time around, right? Wrong. Because in The Last Jedi she does exactly the same as she does in The Force Awakens, that being nothing. A hero is never as good as their villain, and while The Last Jedi showed us that Kylo Ren is the true villain, Snoke, who was the supreme leader and so high and mighty up to the point of his death, just turned out to be a distraction for Kylo Ren to get rid of, and ultimately, he didn't have any character whatsoever. With how Snoke was handled in this movie, it just seems like he does evil things because he is evil. No one is just evil and for no reason. So what is that reason? We still don't know, and Snoke died just like that after spending the majority of the movie sitting down in a chair. There was no showdown between Snoke or Rey, and heck, not even a fight of sorts between Snoke and Kylo. After The Force Awakens, we all asked questions about him and where he got his scars and stuff like that. But the casual disposal of something that seemed so important in the last film is so hard for me to believe, honestly. You can't just design the bad guy with a scarred face and expect the viewers to just roll with it and be like, okay, he has scars, he's now a pretty cool-ass villain, right? Maybe instead of doing the entire Casino City scene, Rose could have been more relevant with having some hacking skills herself instead, and the other time could be used on fleshing out the villains of the series in a better way. Okay, don't get me wrong, I don't want an entire 3-movie arc about Snoke and all of his problems, but we don't really know anything about him at all, and how about just something? Snoke isn't really a character, he just exists to be the scary villain, with his scars and Cher and minions working for him, and frankly, that doesn't work for me, and that shouldn't work for you either. For a $1 million franchise with people who get paid to write these movies, we should expect more than just a carbon copy of every villain ever. So one of the main reasons to why The Last Jedi was let down for me is how they so casually disposed of the villains, those who were previously so hyped up to be scary and horrible for the heroes to deal with. Phasma was a letdown yet again, and frankly at this point I don't care if they bring her back or not, and Snoke was a major letdown. I can't really say again because he wasn't really let down in the previous movie because all the time was spent hyping him up. So yeah, that's it. What are your thoughts on The Last Jedi and its villains? Do you agree, disagree with me? Let me know and we'll talk about it in the comments. Until next time, and may the Force be with you.